Somebody's calling you, Christopher. Charge it and come.
Is that Christopher?
Okay, so
my charger. Hurry up. Go and bring my charger.
So this is how we use the help button. Just as I was saying, if you want to learn more about what the blogs, you have to use the help button. So you go to the help button. For instance, you want to learn more about the drivetrain. Come to the drivetrain. First one is drive forward. You want to learn more about the drive. So you just click on the drive forward, and then the help button will display more details about the drive forward. Say that how to use the drive forward. So first of all, the drive forward moves the drivetrain forward forever. So that's what the drive forward does. If you want the drivetrain to move forever, you use the drive forward. And then how do you use it? The drive block will run the drivetrain forever until a new drivetrain block is used or the program is stopped. Choose the direction the drivetrain will move. So that's the drive forward. So when you pick the drive forward, for instance, on the drive forward, you can also pick either you want it to move forward or backwards. So if you want it to move forward, you select the forward. If you want it to reverse, you select the reverse. So that is how we use the drive forward. Maybe you also want to learn about the drive forward for 200 millimeters. So when you click on it, the help button will tell you details about the drive for. Is it that it moves the drivetrain for a given distance? So when you want to move the drivetrain is talking about the virtual robot. If you want the virtual robot to move forward for a given distance, you use the drive forward for. So this is the drive forward for. So this is where you want the number of millimeters you want the drivetrain to move forward for. So if you want it to move forward for 100 millimeters, you just click here and you change it to 100. If you want it to move forward for 500 millimeters, you change it to 500 millimeters. And it's not only in millimeters that a program can ask you to do. Sometimes a program can ask you to move forward for 5 inches, for 10 inches. So in that case, you have to come and select where they have written the mm here. When you click, it gives you millimeters and then it gives you inches. So the drive forward for move millimeters and then inches. So if you want it to drive forward for inches, and then if you want it for millimeters, you select millimeters, then millimeters will appear. And then we also have the turn right. If you want to learn more about the turn right, you just go to the help button here. The help button is already there, and then you click on the turn right. So the turn right says that it rotates the drivetrain for forever. So the turn forever until a new program is used. So if you are programming and then you want the robot to rotate forever, keep on rotating forever, you use the turn right button. So you can also go through, when we finish, you can go through with the help of the help button. You can go through and then you can learn all about these blocks. Like this, if you want to learn about the stop driving block, you click on it. The help button will give you details about the stop driving blocks. You say that it stop the drivetrain. So when we finish the class, you can also go through you can go through the help button, and then instead of wasting time to watch television at home, we don't say don't watch television, but after learning this, you can also watch television. But this is what is going to help you. You can take time to go through all the blocks here and learn what each of them does. And if you don't understand anything, you can contact us through our WhatsApp platform, or when we come to our next class, you can ask question about it. So that is how we use the help button. So I will go over again. If you want to understand the blocks, you have to use the help button. And for you to use the help button, you go to the top right corner here of the block, and the top right corner of the block, we have a question mark sign there. The question mark sign shows the help button. So you click on the question mark sign, and then the help interface will display. When the help interface display and you want to learn about the drivetrain, you have to come to the drivetrain block, which is here. You click on it, then the blocks within the drivetrain will appear like this. And when it then you are going to learn about the various blocks within the drivetrain. For instance, drive forward. So you click on the drive forward. The help button will display details about the drive forward, and say that the drive forward drives the drivetrain forever. So that is what the drive forward is, that moves the drivetrain forever. So if you want to learn about the drive forward for 200 millimeters, you just click on it, and then the help button will display details about it, and say that you use it when you want the drivetrain to move for a given distance. You use it when you want the drivetrain to move for a given distance. And I told you that you can move it forward, or you can reverse it. If you want to reverse it, you select here, and then where we have written the 500 millimeter or the 200 millimeters, shows you the distance you want the drivetrain to move for. So if a question asks you to move forward for 300, you just type 300 inside it. And then if it wants you to move for inches, you select where the millimeters is, and then the inches button will display, and you select the inches button. So that is it. We also have the turn right button. We also have the turn right for a certain decrease. This is when you want the robot to turn right for a particular decrease, either 90 degrees or 270 degrees or 180 degrees. This is how you use it. So the help button helps you to learn more about the drivetrain. It helps you to learn more. We also have the magnet section. The robot that has built, the virtual robot that has been built, it has been built in such a way that a magnet is is attached to it. So in some of the project that will be giving you, will ask you to program the robot to pick and drop objects. And for the robot to be able to do that, you are going to use the magnet section here. So when you come to the magnet section, you also have blocks within the magnet section. So let's say you want to learn more about the first one, which is energize magnet. You click on it. The help button will details about it. So that it sets the first robot magnet to two different moves, either to boost or to drop. Either to boost or to drop. And they say that boost means attract an object to the magnet. So if you want the magnet to attract the object, you use boost. And if you want the magnet to drop an object, you use you use drop. So that is how you also use the magnet section. So you also have here, we also have another one, that is the looks. If you also want to learn more about the looks, then the help button will display more details about it. So at this point, I will pause, and then I will take few questions from you. and then we'll continue. So if you have any question, kindly ask before we continue.
Do you have any question?
Do you understand?
Please, you just connected. Oh, we don't know what was going on.
Okay, which
It's connected. You don't know what is going on. Let me see yourself.
Yes, we encourage you to come early to the class. They start at 9 and then we end at
Most kindly, hello.
hello, yeah, LM.
Hello, teacher. We need to get a quick understanding here. First of all, the communication for this class came this morning, not yesterday. We didn't have planned for this morning. Because of the lag, it's not very easy to get together ready. And we want us to start. It would be great to get before the class, particularly the timing, sent to us the night before so we can prepare. So
Yeah,
most of us got to begin with, and then because of the break in the links, they could not follow up until this point. So
okay.
if you can kindly do a quick summary for those of them who joined late, I think that would be great.
Yeah, good. Yeah, with the meeting is at 9 o'clock. We usually set the time of the meeting at least an hour before the meeting. We've also scheduled the meeting on if you go on our site, the meetings are there. You should be able to get those meetings. But that is a good feedback. I think we'll be sending a day ahead so that you can prepare. Yeah, and also we'll do that. So he will just summarize what he was teaching, and then we continue. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Chris,
So
thanks.
one of them is here, the other is trying to log in from the other machine.
Okay, Chris, thanks.
All right, so we are learning about VEST virtual labs. And then in the VEST virtual labs, if you want to go to the VEST virtual labs, you go to the browser, it accepts is Google Chrome. That's the first browser it accepts, Google Chrome. So if you have Google Chrome on your tablet or on your iPad or on your phone or on your laptop, you can use this platform. If you don't have Google Chrome and you are using iPhone, Safari also accepts it. By Google Chrome on all
Devices.
machines on all devices is accepted. All right. So what you have to do is you open your Google Chrome and then you enter this site, that is vr.vest.com. vr.vest.com. So when you enter vr.vest.com, this is what the interface is going to display. It will display this interface. Let me stop and share the screen again for us to see well. So it will display this interface. So what we are doing is I'm explaining how you are going to use the various blocks and the various sessions in this interface. All right. So the first one we talk about is how to name a project. So if you want to name a project, at the top here, you can see that they have written where the cursor is. We have VS Code projects. So if you want to name a project, you just click on it, and then this button will display, and you name it according to the name that the project has instructed you to use, or according to any name you want to name it. So I want to name my project Move Forward. So I will type my Move Forward, and then I will click on rename, and then the name will change to Move Forward. So that is how we name it. And then we also spoke about maybe, let's say you've done a program and then you want to start your program. If you want to start your program, let's say, for instance, I've made this program and then I want to start the program. If you want to start the program, you go to the top right corner here. At the top right corner here, the first thing we have here is what? The playground. We also have what? The start button. We have the step, we have the stop, we have the share, and then we have what? The feedback. So if you want to start what? A program, you just click on what? On the start button here. When you click on the start button, the program will what? Will start. So first of all, it will display the what? The playground. So now the playground is what? Is loading. So when the playground finish loading, then the program or what will start. So you can see the robot moving. If you want to stop it, you click on stop and then what? The robot or what? Will stop. If you want the robot to return back to its original position, you click on what? The refresh button. It will return back to its original position. Maybe your screen is too small and you want to expand the playground. You look at the top, at the left top corner of the playground here, you can see that we have what? Expand button here. When you click, the playground will what? Will expand as you can see on the screen. So let's start it again. The robot will move. If you want to stop, you click stop, it will stop. If you want it to return back to its original position, it will return back. And then at the playground here, you can also have what? Hide. If you want to hide your playground, you can hide it and then the playground will what? Will hide. If you want to show it, you click on it, the playground will what? Will show again. And then we have different types of what? Playground on what? On the virtual lab. So a particular project can ask you to use the grid map. So this is the grid map. Maybe another project will ask you to use the art canvas. So to use the art canvas, you come here, you click on the art canvas, and then the playground for the art canvas will display. If you want to use the Dix maze, you click here, and then the Dix maze will display. We also have the wall maze, we have the NAMA grid map, we have the Dix transport, and then we have the castle crasher. So that is it. So at this point, do you have any question?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Annabelle.
If you have a question, ask.
Annabelle, go ahead.
Okay, but before Annabelle's question, my battery is critically low, so I will hand over to Mr. Zed to go to. My laptop battery is critically low. We have a light out in our area. So Mr. Zed, you can continue for us.
Yeah, just stop your screen. Stop sharing. Okay. Annabelle, you are asking a question.
Sir, I said that when you open this in the browser, is it only moving the robot that will take place?
Yes. That it will only use the robot that we have that has been built. That is a pre-designed robot. Yes, any other question before we continue? Yes, any other question? Should we continue? Okay. So as Uncle Stephen was saying, I will just load the playground myself for you to see how it works. This is the playground. You can expand it. Okay. So there are various playgrounds you can use depending on the projects that you have. So you have the grade map that talks about the various square spaces that you can use to program. Then we have the art canvas will help you to draw. If there is a project that asks you to draw, you use your robot to draw. You use the art canvas. We have the disc marks that will be used for different challenges in the project. And we have the wall maze, which is about another project that we will discuss as we go along. Then we have the number grade map. So the number grade, you'll be using a lot of numbers to calculate distances, angles, and all of that. If the challenge asks you to do that, that is what you use. Then we also have the disc transport. It also helps you to work on any project that you have to transport objects like pick colors, different colors. Then we have the castle crusher. You may be given a challenge that may ask you to crash a castle. So you have to know which. I will just show you each of the playgrounds. So when you click on the arts canvas, this is how it looks like. It's still loading. So let's see. So this is how the art canvas looks like. You design your program and it looks like an art paper where you usually draw and design. So some of your project may actually draw an object. You use the playground. So make sure as soon as we give you a project and it's an artwork, you should know which playground to select for you to work on your project. So you don't just start working on your project without knowing which area. So it's very, very important in engineering design that you know which problem you are solving and which tools you are going to use to solve that. Then when you look at the disc maze, this is how it looks like. So as you can see, it's loading. So you see the different discs, you have the different disc maze that you'll be using. And you will ask your robot to either avoid the blue or green object or pick those objects. So you should know what playground you have to use. Then we also have the wall maze. The wall maze looks like this. Okay. So this is how the wall maze look like. I'll share my screen again. Okay. Yes, as you can see, this is how the wall maze look like. There are different numbers on the wall maze, which.
Uncle Seth.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Kwame. Yeah, do you have a question?
No, please.
Okay, good. Someone mentioned my name, so I thought you have a question. So you can see that this wall maze, you may they will ask you in a project, program your robot to move to point 4 in that maze. So you have to make sure your program move from here, goes through point A, point B, and move to 3 and 4. So that is a programming. That's something we'll do in one of our projects. Then we also have the number grade map, which is also a playground that you can use to design your program and also build a program around your robots that works in this environment. So you can see, for example, we may ask you to calculate the different ages or predict ages of different people or different things. So you can use the number grade to do that. And this is a very interesting challenge where you use your mathematics that you've been taught your numbers, your counting numbers that you've done in primary 1 and primary 2. So, but we'll teach you how to do that. There are different ways you can do that. You can even build a mind challenge where your programs should go over all the even numbers or odd numbers or prime numbers. So we can use all of this to program our robot to do that. Any question before I continue? Okay. Okay, then we move to the next, which is the Dix Transport Playground. So you can see the Dix Transport. So here, this is another challenge that we'll learn in this class, the different ways for your robot to move between different objects so that it doesn't, so you use all your, the color sensors, the gyro sensors, and all. So you now understand why we asked you to learn about the various sensors. So each challenge will come with different sensors that you can also have access to. So it's very important that you know the various playground that you'll be using in your challenge. Then we move to the Castle Crusher. This is getting excited. So you can see on the screen the Castle Crusher. You may be asked to perform a task that you have to crash a castle, and we will develop a program and you will be able to use that. So these are the various playground we'll be using in this lab, in this virtual lab. Any question before we continue for us to know the various headings and menus of the
question that you just joined.
Sir, please, I just
okay, you
joined.
Good. We are just trying to learn about the VRC environment. That is the VEX Robotic Virtual Lab, where we can learn about the various components and programs we'll be using in our projects. This recording will be sent to you after this class. So take your time and please visit those environment on your parents' iPhone or iPad or Android phone or tablets or laptop. Instead of you playing games, you can go up here and learn more about the various environment. Now, if you want to learn about the commands, the various commands here, you can come here and just click on this. When you click on this and click on this command, for example, if I pick this command and bring it here, it can tell you what it's used for. The drive it moves the drivetrain forward. How to use it? The drive block will run the drivetrain forever until a new drivetrain block is used or the program is stopped. Choose the direction the drivetrain will move. So these are the things, these are the commands we'll be using. These are our codes. These are our block codes we'll be using. We have the magnet, the looks, the control, the sensors, the operators, the variables. All of these we will learn there into details so that when you are working on your project, you can do that. Then there is also a tutorial here. What I just walk you through. This tutorial, at your spare time, you can watch them and it will show you the various things. So you can see that. So now for today, before we close for today, and I would like to go over the assignment for the project for the week. So just give me a minute to share the assignment. We've already sent that assignment to your parents, but we want to make sure you understand what you have to do in those projects. So I'm going to pull that up. We just have about 8 minutes to close this class today. So let me just pull that up fast. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen now. Let's see what we have here. This is the project for the week. I'm going to share the screen. So this is the project you have to do in the team. Okay. So we have the project one. The class is innovation class. So this is for the upper primary and to JSS. So this is the project you have to do in your team. So the activity is why automation, the robotics and automation challenge. We want to understand, we've been talking about robots. We want to understand why there are a lot of automations, why there are a lot of various robots. So here, we want you to research. You are to research on the various types of autonomous robots. You are to identify their characteristics and that they share, and the characteristics that are unique to each robot. Now you can go further and talk about even their usage and give different examples of this. And what are some of the things you'll be using in this? You need what we call the... Yes, go ahead. Kwame.
Please, how will we know our group, their friends, their number?
We've already sent it to your parents. I've sent an email to your parents. So ask your parents to check their email. You know your team. We have 5 in a team. So you know your team members. So this these are the equipments you need. We have also sent you an engineering notebook which you can use, an Excel template that your team can record all their activities in, right? So you will also need a digital device, maybe your parents' phone, your tablets, and the internet to learn about the various robots, right?
Yes.
So then these are the instructions that you should follow. Make sure all your team members are involved with the research. You can talk to some people, it could be your uncle, who are scientists. When I mean scientists, maybe they're science teachers or working as engineers that can help you to give you some of the ideas. You can also identify one challenge topic that your team can solve using the robotic assignment. So this is very, very important. So you're talking about autonomous robots. So what are some of the things that those autonomous robots will be doing? So narrow that, then research your challenge topic using variety of reliable sources, such as engineering and scientific journals. So if you go on the internet, you can get a lot of this. Identify the solution that have already been proposed or tried for your challenge. So it is important that when you talk about the autonomous robot, what are some of the things? If you look at NASA, they use a lot of that. Even with the virus currently, they've been using robots to give medications, to do a lot of research. We've seen robots in National Geographic, in the wild. They send the robots, the drone out there to also check. So these are some of the things your members, your team members should look at. You can do all those research. Now this research is due on Wednesday. You have to submit your work on Wednesday. And these are the contacts. And we've also created a Google Classroom for each of you, for each team member. So you will be able to connect with. So if your parents are struggling on how to use the Google Classroom, I've included in our assignment a YouTube link on how to use the Google Classroom just up here. Then this is how.
Uncle said.
Yes, go ahead.
Please, will you send it to our parents?
We've already sent it. We sent it to your parents last night. So talk to your parents. If you've not received it, let us know. Okay. Then this is how you are going to end your batches in this assignment. So you have to describe the challenge in detail with voice or pictures. Tell us about the autonomous robot. You can take a picture of it or you can download pictures. The possible solutions. What are some of the things and examples? So you have to look at how you doing your research. Then your chosen solutions. What are the type of autonomous robots you've been able to select? Then if it's for this exercise, there is no programming. But in future projects, you will have to program. So you follow that process. But in this, we are looking at what are some of the drawing you did, maybe sketches, your project did. So each, if you have 3 points, that means you've met all the criteria. You have done beyond. 2 points is almost there. 1 point is below. If you have 0, that means you didn't attempt. Then you have testing. You have to talk, if it's a project you have to program using a virtual. These are some of the things you use. But for this project, you have to talk to your parents. You have to explain to them what you are learning. And you have to make sure that everything you are doing, you have it in your notebook, your engineering template, which is very, very important for this class. So you have the resources you use. You have to state, you use the internet or you talk to your uncle. Then one of the important tools here is the teamwork. How many of your team members participated, or you were the only one doing the work? You have to let us know. We will check with your parents. Oh, we call Yofi, he wasn't picking the mommy. Yofi wasn't available. We send emails. So we'll look at all of that to give you rewards for batches. So if you don't participate in this project, then you're going to lose a lot of marks. So this is the project for the week. And I will be we've already sent it to your parents. Then I've also sent the engineering template where you'll be using for your project. Any question before we close for today? Hello?
1 minute more.
Yeah, we have 1 minute. We're closing. When we close this time, we are not sending a new link. Our class is an hour and a half. That is 1 hour, 30 minutes.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Ellen.
Please, how do we send the assignment to you?
You have that is why the Google Classroom is there. You can send us an email or upload it on the Google Classroom. There is a platform. You can send an email, WhatsApp, or the Google Classroom. So the instructions are there. So if you look at, this is it. Look at the screen carefully. Kindly submit to this roboticsbountifultechnologies@gmail.com or info@this or that, or use Google Classroom where you were invited to join. So these are and then you have 2 minutes to do a presentation on Wednesday for your